Welcome everyone to this week's developer stream. We actually already had our main developer stream on Wednesday, but today we are starting something a little bit new. It is a series that we're just going to call Heartland Adventures for now. If anyone has maybe a creative pun that they would like for us to incorporate as a name instead, I'm always down for that. But we are joined today by someone we've seen before and someone we haven't heard from. We've got Ryan and TJ, if the two of you guys want to say hi.
Hello.
Howdy.
And yeah, we're going to basically just be running through the game together. It'll be a little bit more casual. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask, this is definitely a great time to do that, especially because they have different fields of specialty that they can probably speak to more than I could. So we have Ryan, who is our creative director, and then TJ is our QA guy. So I think we can probably just go ahead and hop right in and start running around. Much like we did on Wednesday, also there will be some special Electrum giveaways when we die, except depending on who dies, we will be giving away more or less Electrum. So if I die, we're going to give away 75. If Ryan dies, we're going to give away 100. And if TJ dies, we're going to give away 125 Electrum to a random viewer using our magical key picker. So I guess cross your fingers for us, but also not too hard so you can get some extra money. All right. If you guys do want to join us, we're going to be on NA5. If you want to hop in, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a character. What class are you two going to play?
I am apparently going to be lore guy, so the alchemist was the only one that made any sense at all.
Okay.
So.
I am playing a sentinel right now.
Sounds good. I will go... I haven't played Geomancer in a while. All right, Lo-Fi's already got some questions. Ryan, are the Fury from another dimension or another continent?
How much to give away? So, you find out from the Locus that the Fury are actually from outside the World Tree. They have burrowed in from the outside, and the island's dungeon, the Straits of the Deep, is the sort of the beachhead of their invasion.
It looks like TJ isn't playing with any AL cards.
At least for me, I have not played on this account before, so I don't have anything but the tutorial cards.
Okay. See, before we do anything, I need to pick some new colors for this ham. We're gonna go green again? Green eggs and ham, that's always a good choice.
We have murdering to do, and you're worried about the color of your ham.
I gotta look good. All right.
You're just delaying so you have less opportunity to die and give out Electrum.
That is true.
The community knows it, I know it.
Are you guys in the Heartlands yet, or are you still tutorialing?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Looks like you've ended up in a different game server.
Okay.
So that's not great. Let's see what I can see.
Should I go back to main menu, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't switch servers unless you go back to main menu.
Yeah, no, I was wondering if you guys were going to come to me or if I should go to you, but...
We may have to go to you if this game server we're on is full. I just want to see how many of them there are. No. US 5. The Rielen server only has 7 players on it. That's nowhere near the cap.
Huh. Okay, I'll try it again. Dry Ice is asking when the new Ancestor Legacy system redo will be released.
We're looking for March for that. It's a big pile of work, so we're not sure when exactly it'll hit. We're targeting mid, but it may slip. We want to make sure we get it right. So.
All right, no dice this time.
You're still nowhere. Who was that? Who was that up near the craftsman? But you're getting very late because I'm watching you on the Twitch stream at the same time. So
there's Rolteron and EDGDAL.
Okay. So yeah, we've definitely got our act together, guys. Yeah, I still only show the one server. It seems to be accepting people. I'm gonna log out and log back in on NA5.
Okay.
I'll give it a try too.
All right, let's see if we have any other questions while we wait. What is the contamination that the Tier 2 boss is talking about? Lo-Fi thought that it was something like there was a nuke before, but they no longer believe that that's what happened.
The contamination is something that the Fury have brought with them from outside the World Tree. It is something that the Locust makes and is spread by the Burrowers.
Are we looking for any programmers who could help out developing the game? There's someone who's a computer engineering student and they love Survive By. Thank you.
We're not hiring currently, but we do accept resume submissions in general from the Survive By, or not Survive By, the Human Head website.
Yeah, and if you guys want to check that out, it is just Human Head. I think it's just humanhead.com. Yeah.
So Katie, can you click on, and I won't be able to see this on your screen, can you click on the log tab and see where it says, it'll say welcome to server something?
My server is ISEYD.
Okay. So what you want that to say is Riellen.
Okay.
So we're...
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm reading Twitch chat. It looks like there's definitely a bug that would be causing some of those issues. So apparently it's actually putting me on US 2. That's what I'm seeing here. Mysterious. Okay. Do you guys want to try switching over to US 2 and just see what happens?
All right.
We'll see. In the meantime, I'm going to go get some attachments on. It's snowing a lot here today, so I'm going to get some of my wintry attachments going. Should I be or I could be a whole dinner. There's a stick carrot with the ham. That's good. There's a good combo.
All right, I see that awful looking ham.
You like that?
Like is not typically what I use to describe awful.
Okay, well, I think now that we've all agreed that it looks really good, what do you want to do?
I said I haven't been on this account before, so I need to reach level 4 to get this guy to give me the next stage of his little quest.
Okay. Well, I too am only level 1, so let's, I guess, just run around and shoot some stuff.
Yeah.
Are there any ideas on what silver might be spent on in the future?
So the economy balance is a tricky one. Surprise. Right now, silver is mostly a crafting component, but we're always looking for ways to give those resources more value. I don't have anything in mind offhand for silver. I wouldn't be surprised if it came into play with the Ancestral Legacy rebuild. But nothing is guaranteed yet. Of our economy, I think, from what I've heard, silver is in one of the better places. There seems to be some demand for it, given the current rates. I'm still not entirely convinced Bloodstone is where we want it, but I think silver's doing okay.
Let's see. Bread Slice is asking, how many runs of tier 9 do you see as reasonable to be able to re-roll or craft a tier 10 weapon? Or piece of gear, I guess.
Right. I'll have to go back and look at the math. We have a lot of instances of put in some numbers and see how they actually play out. Because for all the spreadsheets, players are unpredictable. So we do the best we can with the raw numbers, knowing that there's going to be a bit of a flux to it when it actually gets put out into practice. So the timeline between 9 and 10 and re-rolling and all of that, we start to get into the end game, and that's a very complicated can of worms, and I don't have any easy answers for those particular questions at the moment.
All right. Is there, are we planning to release a native Linux build in the future?
I'm sorry, what?
Is the release of a native Linux version of the game planned at all?
So it's from a business perspective, we want to reach as many users as possible. So Linux is one of those platforms that putting a client on would increase the number of users. But in general, we need to hit a threshold of Windows users first. I'm not sure what the ratio is of Linux to Windows in most games, but for that Linux investment to be worthwhile for us, we need our normal Windows users, or more traditional Windows users, let's call them, to be at a certain level before we start talking about Linux.
I have a key. I don't know. We couldn't really do that together, could we?
Nope. I have to solo it.
Yeah.
But
I
that
guess
gives
I'll
us a
skip
chance
it.
to die.
That is true.
Yeah, if I die solo in that first cave, I'm not telling anyone.
Yeah, it'll be a sneaker. I'll skip it
Still
if I
trying to
can, and then
level.
we can stay together. Are you guys pretty close to level 4?
About halfway through level 3.
Okay.
I
Yep.
keep wandering off from the rest of you. So one of the things I do want to do here, as much as I don't want to send people away, if you want to join us, everyone is welcome to. But the more high-level characters carry us, the less we see the true game at its current level. So it would be definitely more valuable for us if the people who join us are of similar level.
That makes
And
sense.
currently, when you're killing stuff, you're taking all our experience.
You heard it here first. Go make a Smurf account, and then you can hang with us. Too good to hang with us.
Like I said, not going to turn anyone away, not going to yell at anyone for wanting to join up, but I learn more about this game the closer it is to the actual experience the rest of you are encountering as well.
Lo-Fi's asking, is Mother, the tier 1 boss, talks about also the her, like the more generic her, as in her that the elements say, we are wasting her power?
Her almost always refers to a single entity. Trying to think of any other times when I might. Like, there might be some comments in and around the monastery that refer to the Gorgon. But in general, any reference to her is all referring to the same thing.
Interesting. Lo-Fi's sitting there, like, with their notebook, just furiously scribbling right now. All right.
Him, on the other hand, is not always the same person.
Ooh. All right, I'm level 4, if you guys are.
Yeah.
I'm running down to quickly solo the dungeon.
Sounds good.
Yeah, see if we can get through it.
Okay, now if you die, you have to be honest. Because people can only see me die right now. Ooh.
Well, as soon as I show up as Lore Guy 2, you'll know.
Oh no. Okay, I see a couple questions in Twitch chat, but my brain eyes cannot focus on those as well as this stuff. I want at least a sort of fair chance at maybe getting through this. Oh boy, no, no, no. Not this. Should have grabbed my free health potion before going in here. Rookie mistake.
Yeah, so the free health potion, that was kind of a hack, and we removed that for the daily reward system, so. Now, you should have claimed your daily reward, that, definitely.
Yeah, I got my, my 3 potions from yesterday.
Okay. I probably should have crafted something before coming in here.
That might have been a good idea, but that's okay. Everyone wants us to die anyway, so... Oh.
Yeah. And need to do something about this energy gain at low level. I know we've talked about it, but
Feels so
this
slow.
is just a reminder that it's not great.
Need my speedy boots. Okay, I made it. Made it to the boss. Do we consider it cheating if players are sharing map files with each other?
No. The map is there to encourage exploration and give players a chance to grow as the game grows, but if you want to skip it, like, we also don't care if you post the map online. When you're playing World of Warcraft for the first time and you're exploring some of those new places, it's fun. I remember the exploration in Guild Wars 2 being particularly enjoyable, but that didn't mean I didn't look at a map when I needed to go somewhere. So sharing the map file is not upsetting to me.
Oh no! Gotta heal. Get out of here.
Don't die.
I know, I'm trying not to. Oh, just gotta finish him off. Oh, not even close. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe next time. And I got some gear. I guess I'll take those too. Excellent. 0 deaths so far, baby. Alright. And I got, oh, what did I get? Oh, no, not out here. That would be such a cruel joke. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the tower if these enemies will let me here. Is that where we're going now? Tower, or are you guys still in the dungeon?
I'm still stuck in the dungeon. I ended up in the first room is just massive.
Okay.
I'll have a ton of crafting materials when I'm done in here, though.
Excellent. Gonna equip that armor.
I am over at the tower currently.
Ooh. I like all the pizza emojis. This is good stuff. I raise you 1 cylinder man. Uh-oh, I'm getting schooled on a bug right now, I think. What do emotes do to chat that break it?
He's just pressing 1 right now.
Ah, I see. I'm gonna send you some sparkly hot dogs. Okay, I'm gonna try and catch up with my other eyeball on Twitch chat right now. Okay.
I've never been stuck in this dungeon this long before.
Why is the letter K censored when put all by itself?
So we're continuing to grow the whole censorship, try to stay ahead of the people who would like to spew hate speech. And one of the things people are doing or have been doing to get past the forbidden dictionary is to put spaces between characters so that the word is very clear to anyone reading it, but a computer is very bad at detecting that the word was put there. So we started blocking single letters. Of course, that had the unintended side effect of blocking things like and I. So we unblocked the vowels and left the other single characters still blocked. That's only an intermediary step. Like, that's not going to solve our problem. That's not going to stop people from putting together 2-letter combinations to form foul words. So it's a work in progress. It'll just evolve over time as we find better ways to try to keep the game nice and civil.
I just think the fact that the letter K by itself is blocked is really funny because, like, if you text someone and they respond with K, it just sounds rude. So maybe we're really just trying to encourage polite conversation between ancestors.
There's a grammar Nazi in the building somewhere, and they insist on okay.
OKAY too. You can't just put okay.
I saw a video on the history of that word. It's kind of interesting.
Do you remember enough to enlighten us? Free grammar lesson?
Just enough that it was itself a subversive attack on language, and what is the proper way to say something.
Okay. Do we feel like relics are currently in a good place, or do we want to refine them more?
Are relics in a good place? So it's a little early to tell. What we wanted was a system that would always have value for the player. So this is something that's started to come up in modern game design with things like Diablo 3 and their sort of infinite level progression. So we were trying that. It made me a little nervous when on day one people had thousands stockpiled and started getting these huge power jumps. Especially since we didn't put any more content in the game that was more difficult. So, and some of the content was being trivialized by players already. So we went from probably needing things to be more difficult to things needing to be a whole lot more difficult, depending on what you were doing with those relics. So the whole system makes me a touch nervous, but we'll see where it goes. And if it goes well, we're going to remove the 99 cap and just have it fully be unlimited.
Okay. How rare are weapons with different bullet patterns supposed to be?
Bullet pattern rarity is something we've just sort of let go for now, because bullet patterns are going to move to Ancestor Legacies and off of the weapons. So it's, yeah. The overall rarity is fairly low. I'd have to go back. It varies from imprint to imprint how rare they are, and different items have different chances to receive an affix on them.
Still hanging outside the dungeon. Is the end in sight?
I'm out.
Oh!
I think I ran right past you. I'm crafting now.
Okay. I will go to the tower.
First priority is to unlock tier 2 crafting.
Yeah. Ooh.
Alright. What else do we have here?
I don't have all the ingredients. We have to go back. What about some like speedy shoes? Oh, I don't have enough for that either. I've got to go get some hide. Oh, what are all these? I'm gonna take it. Fire sand. I'll take one of those. Thank you. Let's see if that helped. I don't remember what I needed. It was hide for one of them. Oh, there we go. Nice. I'm going to craft. Oh, wait, was that? There we go. Nope, I still need wood and a rosin catalyst. Do you guys want to go back out there and...
Yeah, let me process my raw materials here real quick. I'm on thread.
Okay.
Spider Fest gave me a lot of it.
All right. Ooh.
And I didn't think I got much of a drop either. Yeah, a bunch of... Yeah, I got Druid and Geomancer drops, so that's great for us.
I have extra daggers if anyone wants infiltrator stuff. But they're...
I found Harbinger stuff.
Okay.
We are on fire.
I don't know, 2 out of 3 of mine were all for Geomancer, so I got lucky. Do we have any progress on the issue of potions bugging out and leaving before the timer's done?
That issue. I hate that issue so much. We're working on it. Promise, guys. Promise, and we'll send you a whole pile of them back once we get it fixed. But we can't send out fixes until we actually have the thing, or we can't send out replacements until we have the thing actually fixed.
Okay, along a similar note, how about the auction house? Any updates?
The auction house. So, as those of you who have been with us since we launched, There are a lot of cheaters out there, and they're very clever, and I hate them so much. We need to make sure we are 100% stomping all of the dupe bugs out there before we turn that back on, and then we need to make sure that we are tracking the people who are doing this far more effectively, so we can remove them from the player base. So what that means is we need to give our tools a bit of an overhaul, and we need to catch up on a few remaining edge case dupe bugs that we've been made aware of. Once we feel like we've got it all, we'll turn it back on. But the last thing we want is another rollback. So the one that we had to do near the holidays was an extremely tough decision. Like, we had the whole team on our chat program talking about options and ways we could avoid it, and we just couldn't. So we don't want to put the community, we don't put the players at that risk again. And if that means the auction house has to stay down for a little bit longer, then that's what we're going to do.
Oh, Lo-Fi is asking, who or what is the great and terrible mother the Tier 8 ring talks about?
So that I am not going to answer.
You broke the lore, man. All right.
Not broke. I'm still here.
Brett's Life says, have we had a chance to look at how dot damage works against players, and is there any chance of splitting the damage up over the duration and only checking that damage reduction initially?
I'm not aware of any recent discussions regarding dot damage. We have part of the issue with dot damage is the environmental effects need to escalate their damage over time, and that requires more active updating.
All right, you guys all set?
Yep, I have no gear. I'm feeling like it's all good. So.
Okay. Let's go. TJ, you coming?
Yeah, I'm out in the field waiting for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Gotta risk my life for people to win Electrum.
That is true.
You're not risking your life yet. You're in the wrong tier for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time for us to move on to 2. So just gonna, click off the window. That's smart. So yeah, we need to move on down, hit these shrines, get them unlocked.
I think I only ended up with, I don't even have half my gear right now, so. Will secure player-to-player trading be added back into the game?
The problem with player-to-player trading is the system was removed during closed beta. It was the user experience part of it was not very good. It was functional but not great, and it also, unfortunately, would be a vector for duplicating items. And since it has sat pretty much unused for several months, in order to bring it back up to snuff, make it usable, and make sure it's not being used for duping items, would be a significant body of work, unfortunately. So that's not really a quick relief we can provide right now while the auction house is still down.
Will there eventually be more ways that players can earn Bloodstone in game?
We're still looking to keep that maximum amount a player can earn to the 45 level. We're trying to make it much more interesting with the updates to the quests. So hopefully, assuming we stick to our schedule, next week we should see the updates to those daily quests. So instead of that awful, embarrassing board of menial tasks, you'll actually get an actual quest chain to do. And the harder the quest chain, the better the Bloodstone reward. So we're looking to make that more interesting, but not really increase the income all that much.
Are Infernals sort of a neutral party, since the Bulwark Fen quest talks about how they always have a purpose and are there to burn something away?
The Infernals are, I often refer to them as sort of the immune system of the World Tree. They are the equivalent of the fever response. They are mindless and destructive, and are only there to wipe away things that are harming the tree. They are neutral in so much as they aren't taking sides in the war, but they do destroy indiscriminately. The D&D player in me would categorize them as sort of a chaotic evil.
How would you categorize yourself if you're going to pick a D&D alignment? TJ, what would you be?
That what now?
I think TJ would be like chaotic, lawful good, maybe? No, lawful evil for TJ, I think.
Chaotic neutral.
Okay. What about you, Ryan?
I was always lawful neutral.
That's what I always got to. Like twins.
All right, All right, do we have keys for spawning nest?
Oh, okay.
I got a couple.
Nice.
I'm about to have a really rough time if I don't get some actual gear, so.
Yeah. I don't know if I got what I needed crafting-wise or not from this little adventure, so I might have to go.
Yeah, one of the comments...
Buy some gear to start with.
What was that, TJ?
Yeah. I usually just buy my first gear with a new account.
Okay. What were you gonna say, Ryan?
I forget.
It was
I was
something
gonna say
like...
something very important, and now
So-
now I'm focused on killing bugs. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, some comments on the forums about how the most meaningful part of the game is the dungeons, and the trip between is kind of tedious and not particularly valuable. Hopefully, again, the quest system will make the rest of this world a little more interesting than just friction between where you're actually trying to go.
Do you think there's any reason why the game doesn't like when a monitor is below or above 60s at Hertz, HZ. So the limitation of the Unity engine.
Refresh rate.
Yeah.
I've not had any problems at home. I have a 144 hertz monitor at home and do some testing there. And I don't lock my frame rate there, and it seems to play for me just fine. I don't know if it's a universal problem or a specific problem with individual pieces of hardware. Now combining resolutions higher than 1080 with a refresh rate that high, maybe that's a potential issue. We don't provide a whole lot of high-res support yet. UI scaling in particular is a troublesome technical hurdle, since we try to be pixel perfect with our display.
Ooh, and all kinds of new materials here. How is the hard mode raid dungeon coming along? This player is asking.
So we actually plan for 2 additional levels to Conduit, a tier 11 and a tier 12. Right now, the biggest hang-up is making them different enough from each other to be interesting. So giving the Goliath a few additional behaviors, maybe making the Lava Dryad and the flaming Mirage Hunter more interesting as well, more difficult. Give them more phases. That's the biggest hang up right now.
We've made it the den of the Hydra.
Well, that's useful. It's going to give us an aura when it dies.
Oh. I'm like, I don't know if I'm disappointed in myself or proud that I haven't died yet. We've been playing for a whole 45 minutes. Although we spent a lot of it in town, I guess.
Put up a counter like Kel'Thas has to show how long it's been since you last died.
Oh, that's a good idea. I have some cool fan art to show off too at some point. Maybe after this battle is over, I'll just pop it up on screen. Oh. Oops. Is walking across tar and lava intended to be the way it is? I'm assuming by that you mean the damage stuff. Or are we supposed to be clearing raids instead of just skipping islands? Or are you talking about like the layout, I guess? Not totally sure what you mean there, Kentacore. Alright. Maybe I can go get a weapon now. That would be neat.
Actually, we probably want to just hop right back in.
You think so?
We handled that without. We probably want to hop right back in. We handled that without too much trouble, so it's more efficient just to keep pounding on the Hydra.
Sure.
Yep. You need some gear, Ryan?
I got an amulet, so I'm not great. I'm better, but I don't. We did fine, so I'm. Although I had to burn a potion that time. Got sloppy in the Hydra.
Can't relate. I don't make mistakes, so No potions here. That'd be a great moment to have just died there. Oh.
Yeah, still really want to get in here and make these fights more interesting. There's just not a whole lot to these things yet.
Well, that was quick. It'd be fun if there was something like in these big hallways around the boss dungeon.
Yeah, for the Hydra, it seems like... So the original intent was to always force you to approach it from the same location, same direction, so we could control the fight engagement a little bit better. But the Hydra is pretty omnidirectional at this point, so opening this room up so you don't have to just approach it from the bottom is probably reasonable. Putting some resource nodes in the corners as well might also not be a bad idea. You don't see those very often here because there aren't a lot of dead ends. And we typically only put them in the dead ends.
Oh, not even close. I can't believe that didn't get me. Oh my god. Okay. Wow.
Make me move over here to shield you more?
On the plus side, if you die, everything gets easier for us, so...
Hey! I guess that's true. On a more literal level, I thought that was a sick burn. Okay, I got some more stuff that time. What have I got?
Alright, I certainly don't need that.
I got a pickaxe, it's tier 2.
Yeah, same.
Alright, I got a tier 2 ring. I still don't have a weapon yet, though.
Well, go pick up one of the bags. There's at least 2 of them in here.
Ooh, there we go. Yep. Excellent.
So that shrine is, I think, out of our league. Maybe that might be the tier 2 shrine.
Do you guys need a weapon?
I'm good for now.
Okay. Let me throw up this fan art real quick before we proceed. So this was drawn by one of the folks in our Discord. So here is their reference picture they're working with. So we've got the Harbinger skin. 2 spooky dudes here. And then check this out. Isn't that awesome? Looks like they're doing different portraits of different community members and things like that. This is done by Line King. That's their name. So there's that first one. Super cool. And let me bring up the second one. Oh, there we go. That one's also really, really awesome. I love that Harbinger. Looks like he's killing a cobra in that picture. Some good stuff. All right, and then I actually have one more. I'm gonna bring up their names so that I know I'm pronouncing it correctly because it's a little bit longer. All right. This one was created by Lo-Fi's roommate, which is Adam Rains, BHS. So Lo-Fi mentioned that they are open for commission, so that's a pretty cool picture of the Harbinger, going for a sweet pose here. I really like that one. So if you ever make fan art, definitely send it to me, put it in our Arts and Concepts channel on Discord, and I would be happy to start showcasing some of this stuff. It'd be really fun too if in the future maybe we could do some like art contests or something like that with some Electrum prizes. So that's definitely something to consider in the future if you have any artistic ability. But yeah, really great seeing this stuff. Thank you guys for making it and sending it in. Okay, we've got 10 minutes left. Anything else that we should try?
So 10 minutes. It may be worthwhile to hit the Hydra one more time, then head back to town and start up the crafting that's going to be not particularly interesting to stream, so that we've got our crafting cleared up for next week.
Okay. Well, the fact that we haven't died yet is cool. I feel like we can craft a little story about these 3 characters, because as long as they don't die, it works. Lo-Fi, if you want to start writing some lore for us, that would be great. Why do 2 of us have clouds and the other one doesn't? Great question. Why is one of us a giant ham? Also a great question. Why am I the noblest of the 3 adventurers? I don't know that one either. You'll have to fill in the blanks. So Ryan, what was your inspiration for the lore of the game? I've heard that question a few times, if there's something you've drawn it from or...
Right. So we did, some initial, initial story ideas were tossed around very early on. And this was before, back before the new Rune project started up. So we had a little bit of an itch to do some Norse mythology, and I tend to pull from mythology on a semi-regular basis as well. So the world tree was a concept that sort of rose to the top there, but more precisely, the underlying question for this particular concept, there were like 5 or 6 concepts, but for this particular concept, the underlying question was, in a sort of Lovecraftian world, what would happen if the cultists actually woke up an elder? What would be the results of that? So that's the framework, and everything sort of just evolves from that. What are the elders doing? What do they want? What is your place in all of it? Who's moving the pieces across the board? Are you in control of your own destiny? Are you a puppet? So
these are some deep
that's
questions.
the found line.
Ooh.
And there was a question about the Great Terrible Mother and who that is, and I didn't answer it. There's quite a bit of that. There's quite a bit of underlying structure.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to give it away. I thought you changed your mind.
Oh no, no. I have secrets. Secrets that'll lead to new raid bosses and new events.
Okay.
But yeah, there's definitely some unspoken things, even if you were to figure out all of the item descriptions and all of the dialogue bits. And there will be more of that as well. The whole quest upgrade is seeing a pretty significant infusion of lore into the game.
Ooh, get ready. And yeah, you said that should hopefully be in next week as the target for that?
That's the target.
Cool.
Hopefully we don't blow it by a week again.
Only one way to find out. It looks like Lo-Fi was pretty spot on with a lot of their guesses, so that's pretty cool. Good on you. Uh-oh. Oh no. Help me. Spicy boys won't stop chasing me. Okay. That's all good. Whew. Oh, I didn't get any cool gear that time. Oh, maybe. What's this? Oh, that doesn't help. Okay.
No loot bag for me either.
Oh well.
It's pretty rare to not get anything. What class are you?
Me?
Sentinel. And then
Okay.
Geomancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got bows and idols.
Oh no. Oh no. I almost died right outside the dungeon. Let's see. Nakrar is asking, what does a typical day in the life of a QA tester look like, TJ?
A headache.
Oh.
No, it's not that bad. I come in not knowing what new bugs are in the code. so I kind of have to jump in blind, or I have to continue tests that I've been doing from the previous day. So really, no day is consistent. It's always different.
All right, should I? I guess I'll just unlock tier 3. Oh, I need resin. Okay. All right, and let's see. Timmy Juan is saying, with Warframe being one of the biggest success stories in turning around player opinion, creating player growth, and creating one of the best business free-to-play models out there, does HumanHead have access to DE counseling in any of those departments? So since I flubbed it once again, that was turning around player opinion, creating player growth, and creating one of the best business free-to-play models. Do we have help?
We do. Digital Extremes has been a great partner for us. This is still a HumanHead game, but they're there with insight from Warframe, and some of that insight it applies to us, and some of it sometimes doesn't. So part of the trick is figuring out not just what Warframe does, but why what Warframe does is successful, and taking the principles of that success rather than just blindly taking the feature. So we're constantly trying to take that expertise and work it in with our production schedule and our content cycle to do that. We honestly would love to reach that point where we stand alongside Warframe as a sort of fair free to play. But there's growing pains definitely while we try to make everything work and feel good to all the players. So
Karar is asking if members of the QA team have access to coffee or Monster or any other caffeine intake. Yes, we have many coffee machines lined up at the studio, so plenty of caffeine. Let's do one more. Kentakor is asking, when will rewards increase when there are more people in a dungeon? So basically we increased damage. When are we going to increase some of the benefits that might go with that?
Right. I don't have an ETA for you, but it's definitely something we're looking at. The current setup right now is meant to scale in line with the number of players involved. So if it takes you 5 minutes by yourself, it should take you 5 minutes with 3 players. So we're not the intent with the scaling was not to make it more difficult, just to make it hold its own when more players were involved. What we're seeing in practice is not every group is composed of people who are all equally powerful. So if there's a lower level character or a less skilled character that needs to be carried more, then the experience feels like it's dragging more. And so that's something we're keeping an eye on. But we would like to provide more options for players to accept additional difficulty for additional rewards. So an example of this would be like the challenge dungeons from Bloodborne, where the more penalties you put on yourself before going into that dungeon, the greater the rewards are. That kind of system is always sort of in the back of my mind, but it's just a matter of priorities. Do we do that, or do we take care of the buff bug, or do we add more quests, or do we, a lot of questions about what is the most important thing, what is the best return, and to head it off of the pass. Sometimes a feature or a bug fix goes in not because it's the absolute most important thing that needs to happen, just that it's similar to something that's already being worked on, or is a relatively straightforward thing to do. So it's a high reward, low effort kind of thing. So when I've seen some concerns about, we keep getting, we ask for things, but we get something else. Sometimes that something else is a fix of opportunity or a feature of opportunity, so to speak. It's something we had an opportunity to do, and it was relatively straightforward to do, so we did it. Not because it was the most important thing to do, but because there was a good gain to be had.
All right, and on a completely unrelated topic, I have some good news for the folks who are watching right now. I pulled 4 winners from our key picker, so since nobody died, I will still send 75 promotional Electrum to the 4 names that were picked. So that is 6-foot Ewok 1, @FullSwag _ the Wabbajack, and Bread Slice. If all of you could either whisper to me, I'll whisper to you, get in contact with me some way, and just let me know what your house name is, I will send that to you right after the stream. All right, well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm really happy that our characters actually lasted through everything we did today so that their saga can continue next Friday. So we will be swapping out between the different folks who are actually on the stream with us. So this week we had TJ joining us. I believe next Friday we are either going to be joined by one of our programmers or by our art leads. So if you have any questions that you want to try and prepare for them, and kind of keep those in mind. But otherwise, I will see you on Wednesday for our normal developer stream, and then Heartland Adventures will be back on Friday at 1 p.m. Thank you guys for joining in, and I'll see you next time. So everyone say bye.
Bye.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.